Okay, wow, cool, fun. Let's get a little bit of music back and come to stand on your mat or just your open space in the room. Finding that nice wide stance here, always wanting a little bit of a micro bend to the knees. They don't have to be like forcibly bent, but definitely not locked out so that you can sort of like see like how uncomfortable that is. Find like a little bounce in the body. You can kind of distribute your weight from side to side, just sort of trying to find center, feeling all four corners of your feet. Maybe rock back and forth. And then come to find a little stillness with the legs. See if you can think about stacking your heart above your hips and the top of your head right above your heart. From there, bring the palms together in front of you with the fingers facing forward and just start to rub. Creating a little friction, a little heat here. Feeling it between the fingers. Maybe feeling that heat radiating up into the arms now. Just another second. And then we'll bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. Feel that fire, that tingle that you generated. Allow it to pass into your body. You can take the gaze downward here or close your eyes, whatever you're most comfortable with. And we'll start with what's called double breathing. So it can be interpreted in a couple of different ways, but basically you're taking like a sharp sip of an inhale through your nose, and then the rest of the inhale nice and deep, filling up all the way into the belly down here, and then with the exhale, out the mouth, that same little first initial comes out. You can even press in with the belly, and then the rest of the exhale will follow. So feels like sharp inhale. Next, rest of the inhale, filling up, and then let it go out the mouth nice and fast, and then let the rest follow. Take a few rounds of that on your own pace. Seeing if you can lengthen that second part just a little longer. Inhale coming sharp through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Maybe take one or two more cycles of that. You can gently let your breath return to normal. Dropping the hands here, just letting them maybe swing a little bit by the sides. Feeling nice and loose. You can open the eyes if you have them closed. And we are going to move into, if you are an Afterwork Theater regular, what is called a shakedown. So each of your limbs will get 8 shakes to start, and we'll count down all the way to 1. And we'll start with the right arm, or whatever arm is on this side for you. I encourage you also to count along with me. But this is like, really let it go. Don't care what it looks like. That's the theme for this whole session today. So we're starting with 8 on the right hand. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Right leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting 6. 3, 2, 1. 6, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Breathe. Bring that heart and belly hand back. Breathe, check in. How's your energy? Where have you taken it in just these past 4 minutes? What's changed? What's feeling open? What's feeling closed? Bring the breath back to calm, especially if you count along with it and you don't do cardio often. That might have been a lot. Maybe take a few exhales out the mouth if you're feeling a lot of heat here. And now we're going to sync the movement back to the breath. So you can drop the hands down to the sides. We're going to inhale, reaching all the way up, bringing the palms together in front of you. I'll bend down so you can see. Right in front of your head, so not quite right above the head. So in front, about there. Just so you can really feel this drop down of the shoulder. Hands are just a little bit farther forward. You'll inhale, and then exhale to open back to where you came from, but the top of the body, the torso follows you all the way down. Once you're here, your next inhale, you'll press the elbows into your legs, press the palms, the elbows, and then reach forward with the top of the head, lengthening the spine for the inhale. Exhale takes you back into that fold, dropping the head, dropping everything, heavy in the torso, balanced on all 4 corners of the feet. And then from here, your next inhale will bring you all the way back up. Arms sweeping out to the sides, meeting at the top, and then coming back through the center, down to the sides. We'll take 1 breath to reset. Next inhale reaches up to start again. Lifting, arms a little bit in front of the face, maybe you look up. Exhale to fold, nice and slow. Inhale to lift, lengthening the spine, making space, feeling open in the chest. Exhale to fold. Drink it in as you swing the arms out to the sides to come back up. Exhale through center. Find that place you started. 1 breath here. Now as you inhale, bring those hands right above the head, but keep the space in the shoulders. They can come to meet right up there in the sky. Maybe you look up before you exhale everything down. Find that space, lift that spine with the inhale. Exhale to lower. This time maybe bend the knees a little bit as you sweep so you can really feel the body build as it lifts. Exhale back down. We'll do this just 1 more time. Find something new. Inhale to lift the spine. Exhale to lower. Bend the knees. Inhale to come back up. Maybe a little arch. And then gently bring it back down here. We're gonna move into some shoulder rolls. And we usually start going back. So let's switch that up and go forward. Bring them up to the ears. You can see I'm adding a little bit of a bend with my knees. Do that if it feels good. Don't do it if it doesn't. Find that full extension here. How far can you pull the shoulders back? How far can you pull them forward? And then the next time you're forward, we'll interlace the fingers, press the hands away, feel that stretch between the fingertips, and then curve the upper body so that you're dipping your chin down towards your belly button. Maybe you take a little swivel from side to side, feeling that opening in the back of the neck. Then from here, keep the hands interlaced as you inhale up, reaching above you. And you're going to exhale to side stretch toward the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to side stretch the opposite way. And you can keep your legs in full extension. Just making sure you can see. Take 1 more of those. Exhale over. Inhale up. exhale over. Inhale up. So nice. Gently bring those arms down, not just letting them drop this time. And then we'll move into the backward shoulder roll. Maybe bringing that little bend to the legs, maybe not. Taking nice deep breaths. And then once again, when you are back, you'll interlace the fingers, this time with the thumb that feels a little weird on the top, the non-habitual way. If you'd like, you can straighten out the arms, but also you can just press back to open up the chest. Maybe your palms come together. Maybe they stay nice and square like this. And from here, we're going to tip the torso forward, bringing the arms with us as they drop over just for a few breaths. Nice generous bend in the knees to release the lower back here. And then your next exhale, gently bring the hands back down. You can grab onto your opposite elbows here if you'd like and find a little sway from side to side. I wonder what the sway feels like if you think about leading from your hips. What does that change? And then start to find a little bit of stillness here. Another spot to check in with your energy. How are you doing? What are you getting out of this pose, out of this moment? From each inhale, from each exhale? How are you serving yourself? Can the exhales let the tailbone tip up as the torso drops a little further forward? Can the inhales bring space between the ears and the shoulders? Between the hamstrings as you bend a little more in the knees. And then from here, go ahead and drop the arms as we gently, one vertebrae at a time, roll up to stand. Taking your time on that. We'll walk the legs nice and wide here. So you can, if you like, turn the toes in a little bit and the heels can come out. If you try that and you hate it, no worries. Just keep those feet nice and parallel. From here, we're going to start by reaching the left arm all the way up and over toward the right side of the room. Looking up underneath that armpit. If you feel really good here, you can also reach the right arm toward the left in opposition. That is totally an option. You can keep it on the leg if you'd like. One more breath with this nice open side body. Exhale, everything curls over as you come down toward the right foot. Both hands near the foot or near the leg. As long as you are looking toward your foot, you are correct. And here we're going to just add a little bit of a plie, a bend of the left leg. That knee stays pointing forward. You'll just bend and straighten, dropping the top of the head down toward the mat. Maybe you feel the stretch move. And then coming back up with both legs straight, slowly you'll swing yourself to center here and start that same roll back upward, tucking the tailbone, one vertebra at a time, stacking the spine. Top of your head is the very last thing to come up. And then we'll find the same thing, reaching the right arm up and over on an inhale, maybe coming down to this left leg, maybe looking up under the armpit, maybe reaching in opposition, feeling that pull, like someone's pulling both of your hands. One more breath here. And then the exhale leads you all the way down toward your left foot. Take a second here, drop the head, top of head points down toward the floor, and then we can start those bends on the right side now. Knee comes forward over the toes, as you kind of get into the inner thigh and all that good stuff in the hip there. Then take one more. Gently walk your way to center. If you'd like, you can also do another little sway here. Grabbing the opposite elbows, or you can just stay and breathe. On this next inhale, we'll start that journey rolling up, tucking the tailbone first, little bend in the knees. And we come back up to stand. You can hop those feet together or step them, totally up to you, as we move into a quad stretch. And when we do this, it's super important to have that little micro bend in the knees again too, because it'll really help with balance. But you can always use a wall, a chair, anything like that to keep you steady as well. So let's shift all of our weight over onto this right leg. You can kind of lift your left leg, take it just to the very top of the toe, get yourself situated, add that little micro bend back. From here, bend the left heel toward the left butt cheek. Reach on back with your left hand for the top of the foot, and then bring the knees together, as close together as you can get them. Maybe you reach out with the right arm for a little balance, keeping that nice bend in the right side. If you want a little more, you're engaging this left glute here so that it pushes forward, more opening in the upper hip flexor here. Breathe. Maybe your ankle's feeling this. Maybe your shoulders or your jaw tensed up. Let them go. Next exhale is your ticket down, nice and steady. Shake it out and start to transfer that weight over to the other side. So just test it out. Little bend in the knee. Bring that heel of the right leg up to the right butt cheek as you reach back to grab the top of the foot. And then zip those knees in together. Maybe you reach out. Maybe you push that glute forward, just opening up even more on the front of this leg. Keep breathing. Relax the face. Ooh. If you fall, that's life. That's why we're here. That's what we're doing. You showed up. Last breath. And exhale it down. We are going to come down to the mat into all fours. So you can just kind of set up the knees right beneath your hips and the hands right beneath your shoulders here. And we'll move into a cat-cow series. So what that looks like is on the inhale, everything drops down and the chin lifts. I also want you to think of pulling your hands back towards your knees and your knees towards your hands. So feel that like activation of energy beneath you. Then on the exhale, everything presses in the opposite direction, tucking the chin. And here I want you to press down into the mat with the palms and the tops of the feet. This is another place. If you liked that two-part breath from the beginning, you can bring that back. See what it feels like to add that sort of dynamic to this movement. The first phase is like a little bit of a letting go. Maybe you want to add a little bit of a swirl here, letting the ribs come out to either side. Maybe the hips swing. Important thing is that you're moving with your breath. Maybe 1 or 2 more rounds. And then slowly come to find that neutral spine here. We're going to inhale to open toward the right side. So you'll reach up toward the ceiling, looking up to that hand, and then thread it right underneath toward the ground. Hips are high here. We'll take just one breath. Inhale, spread that back body open across the backs of the shoulders. Exhale out. Next inhale takes you right back up. So inhaling to lift, exhaling to plant that hand back down, and switching to the opposite side. So left arm comes up on the inhale. Exhale, threads through. Feeling that space, that broad back. Inhale. Exhale to settle in. Find a deeper stretch. Inhale to open. 2 more times on each side. Seeing if you can really find a little bit more space each time you go. Maybe that's here, space when you're opening up. Can you lean your torso back any further? Maybe that's here. Can you really thread that needle? Inhale is always to open. Exhales to settle. This can be at your own pace. Maybe it feels really good when you're down here in the thread, in the bobbin, and you want to stay an extra breath. That is fine. This is your space. Maybe 10 more seconds here. I like to follow my hand with my gaze. It just keeps me in it. Maybe try it, see how it feels for you. And if you haven't evened out your sides, now is the time to do so. Take your time finishing up, but once you are getting toward the end, we're going to tuck the toes and walk the hands forward, maybe like 2 full palm prints. From there, we'll sit back, dropping the chest toward the legs in puppy pose. So it's like an active child's pose here. The forehead can drop, and you can keep the elbows lifted, or you can see what it feels like to drop the elbows. It's a big shoulder opener. You'll notice once you try. So this is totally up to you, this arm position. Your chest is pressing back toward the thighs. Bottoms of the feet are nice and open. You're pressing down into the mat with the toes to peel open that fascia of the bottom of the foot. Your ears are pulling down away from your neck. Oh no, shoulders away from ears. That's not... Shoulders away from ears. That's what I meant. Last breath here. And then as you're coming up, walk those hands back just about 1 full palm print. We'll keep the toes tucked and we'll press up into our downward facing dog. You can feel free to adjust yourself on the mat here and then start to pedal out the feet. Pushing opposite heels away from you. You don't need to come anywhere close to the mat. You will still get a wonderful stretch if you just think of lengthening down the back of the leg. Here's another space where you can grip into the ground, the mat, with your hands. And we'll find a little stillness here. Taking a big inhale. We'll exhale out the mouth with an open mouth and a little bit of a sound. So one more just like that, lion's breath. I love it. From here, gently lift the right leg, heel pressing back, see how it feels. If you hate it, come back down. If not, the same thing we did with the quad stretch. Bend the heel to the butt cheek, and then you'll peel open toward the left, stacking the hips on top of each other. We're here for just a second. Maybe you circle out the ankle. And then wherever you are right now, we'll swing that knee forward and step in between the hands for a nice long lunge. Feel it out once you're here. Maybe make some adjustments. Maybe lift a little bit out of the hands so you're coming onto the fingertips. And then we'll slowly lower the back knee. When you're ready, maybe you inhale the arms up. Maybe you bring them to the top of the thigh and press down to lengthen the chest. Trying not to really sink into that front leg, but feeling the energy coming from the ground. You're pressing down with your feet, back foot and front foot. You're zipping the inner thighs together, borrowing that energy from the earth, from the mat, from the apartment below you, wherever you are, to lift up. Nice proud chest. Maybe the arms are high. And then slowly your exhale brings them back down to the ground as we shift back into a hamstring stretch, straightening that front leg, pulling the toes, really activating that toe to knee connection here. Obviously they won't touch, but really almost pretending as if you could touch your knee with your toes. Opening up the back of the leg, a little bit of a bend in the front leg. Reaching forward with the head. Beautiful. We'll take it back forward here. Option 2, lift the back leg if you'd like, if you're feeling nice and strong and invigorated, or keep it on the ground as we come into a twist. Inhaling open, just like we did in Thread the Needle. Big wide palm above you. Maybe your back leg is reaching with the heel toward the back of the mat or the room. One more breath, maybe open a little bit more. Exhale it down. And from here, you may think I'm crazy, but we're doing it. Regardless of whether your knee is down or up, you're just going to step forward and come up onto your right leg. So you can just lift from here. See how long you can hold it in the air. If it's not at all, great. And gently step it back down. From here, we'll take that breath from the very beginning, inhaling all the way up, palms meet above the head. Exhale to dive it down, coming into the forward fold. Inhale to lift the spine, nice and long, head points forward. Exhale, back down. And you'll step back into your downward facing dog. One breath here. Maybe exhale out the mouth. And then gently lift the left leg. See what it feels like. Check in with your body before moving on. If you're good, bring that heel toward the butt cheek and peel it open toward the right. One breath, maybe you roll the ankle. Maybe you stayed. That's totally okay. Both of us will swing that right knee or left knee forward in between the hands and come to your nice long lunge. Make any adjustments you need here. Lift up out of the ground. Nice even distribution of weight before you lower the back knee. Up to you if you want to keep the toes tucked or untuck them always when we lower the knee. So you're here. Maybe you inhale up, reaching long, relaxing the shoulders down. Maybe you find you feel more energized, more powerful when you have that opposition on the top of the thigh. Working a little bit to tuck in the lower ribs here, not sort of letting them lead the way. Heart forward, not lower ribs forward. Breathing. Can you snake your shoulder blades down your back? Can you feel that activation coming up from both of your strong, powerful legs? Next exhale takes you back down as we shift into the hamstring stretch. Feeling that tug with a little bit of bend underneath the left knee here. Light in the chest. So you're not sort of dumping all of your weight into your hands. Breathe. And then start to shift it back forward, coming into either that high lunge or low lunge for the twist. Planting the right hand, opening up here, feeling that expanse in the back, maybe acting as if there's a wall behind you, behind your back, and you could lean and lay on it. One more breath. Exhale, brings the hand back down. And then again, take that big step. Trust yourself. Know that even if it is bad, you just did a step on the mat. It's not the end of the world. Maybe try it again. So you're here, you got the balance. Amazing. Step it down. Find your space, find your center. Feel really grounded in the feet before inhaling up above the head. Palms meet. Exhale, dive all the way down. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. And we're stepping back just once more to downward facing dog. Final couple breaths here. And I want you to feel the activation. So you're pushing into the mat, away from the body with the hands. And you're almost like you're pulling the inner sides of your feet away from each other. Get just a little bit of rotation in the back legs. One more breath like that. Exhale, brings the knees nice and wide on the mat. Untuck the toes. Sit yourself back here into everyone's beloved child's pose. And if you don't love child's pose, please take another variation of a relaxing pose for you. We're coming up on the end here. This is another space to check in. What's your body saying right now? What's your mind saying? What, if anything, is it asking you for? What's your breath trying to tell you? Nice and slow here. You can start to work your way up by weighting the tailbone, rolling back toward your legs. And you can kind of sit yourself onto one butt cheek, swing the legs around, and from here come back onto your back. Two more things that we'll do here. First, taking the right heel across the top of the left knee. Maybe you press open the hip here, and maybe that's where you stay. If you want a little more, you can reach in between the leg and grab around your left thigh, flexing that top foot, that right foot, maybe also the left foot too if you'd like, if it feels good. And then find some movement here. You can sway a little from side to side. How are your shoulders, your jaw, your brow? No need for any gripping there. And then whether you're rocking or not, we're just going to rock our whole body. I'm gonna have to adjust myself here so I don't run into the dresser. This whole little leg carriage over toward the left for a nice spinal twist. I always find these very invigorating. You can reach the right arm long away from the body. Maybe bring it into a 90-degree angle if you want a little more opening in the chest. And I want you to try to breathe deep into the belly, even though it's hard when you're here. Maybe close down the eyes. As your breath calms, as your heart rate comes back down, pay attention. It's almost as if you're curious about every little regulation system that your body has. The more you can tap into the cues of your needs in a space like this, where you've set aside time to pay attention, the better you'll get at doing it in a work meeting or a conversation, or all of those spaces where we might not notice that our body's telling us we have a need. Gently start to roll yourself back up to center. Finding that even little ball here as you bring the knees in. Maybe wrap the arms around them. Just take a breath before switching to the other side. And go ahead and step that right leg down. Cross the left foot over the right knee and press open here. Just make some space before we crunch it in if you'd like to. And then you can go ahead and reach underneath, threading under the thigh to pull that right leg in. Drop the shoulders, the jaw. Maybe add that sway from right to left. And then whenever you feel ready, you can drop everything over, this time toward the right side, left leg on top, maybe reaching the left arm long, maybe finding a little half of a goalpost or cactus arm. You can close the eyes and just allow gravity to do the work for you here. Sucking in those deep, deep breaths through the nose. And letting the exhale just make its way gently back out. See if you can hear or feel your heartbeat. Being nice and gentle with yourself. Roll back up to center. Bringing both knees once more into the chest. Take a nice long exhale here. And then on your next exhale, let go of the arms as you sort of roll to one side. Nice and easy. Maybe you make a little pillow with your head, or for your head with your bicep. Just taking a moment here before pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. And once you're there, you can bring the palms of the hands to the knees or the thighs. And check in. Imagine as though we did just do that exercise from the beginning where you rub the palms together and you can feel the heat, the tingle on your legs. Think about it as a plug. Putting your hands on your body is your plug into how you're feeling at any one moment. It's a way to assess, connect, and get curious. Thank you for your patience and your tech consulting with me today. It is a true testament to what you showed up to do and who you showed up to be here, so I'm grateful for that. And we will all close out together with 3 deep breaths. So you can let your air go. Bring in a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth in any form you'd like. Deep inhale. Exhale out. Last one. Keeping the gaze low, gently open the eyes. And come back into the world. You can bring the knees together. Really take your time standing up. Just sort of use this interstitial space to honor and let sink in everything you just did. I feel like oftentimes when we do things like this, like I'll do a YouTube yoga and I immediately want to get back up and go to my email or go make a snack or something, and I just think we do need that moment in between. So thank you for giving that to me and giving that to yourselves. And now I will come back